Hey guys, how are you doing today? My name is Brendan Bromley and 2017 is coming to an end. And with this year, we had gotten plenty of great movies and plenty of bad ones. Well, let's talk about the good first. So, with 2017 coming to an end, I bring to you the top 10 best movies of 2017, in my opinion. And let's jump into it with number 10. So in my number 10 spot, I have the movie Blade Runner 2049. And the reason I needed to put it on the list, simply because of the fact it is a visual masterpiece. It's everything a movie is meant to be. Storytelling through visuals. And luckily, this movie succeeded. Though very slow paced and at times very boring because of its 2-hour and 45-minute runtime, it is very, very interesting, very thought-provoking, very, very just in-your-face fun. The visuals are fantastic, the direction is good, and it recaptures the feel of the original to a T. And because of it, Blade Runner 2049 is at number 10. Now, number 9. So, with Thor Ragnarok, you may be asking, why is it that I picked this one over Spider-Man Homecoming and over Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2? Well, it's for one reason. This movie was so unique. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, though I did like it more than Spider-Man Homecoming, it was very formulaic. You knew what was going to happen for the most part. With Spider-Man Homecoming, you knew exactly what was going to happen. With Thor Ragnarok, I kept guessing throughout the entire movie, and I'm still left wondering about the movie and about certain questions that haven't been answered from the movie. And because of it, I'm going to be viewing it a couple more times. And that's why Thor Ragnarok, in my opinion, is the best Marvel movie, or at least the best MCU Marvel movie from this year. And because of it, it comes in at number 9. Number 8. At number 8, I have the movie Dunkirk. Another freaking masterpiece made by the master of storytelling nowadays, the new Spielberg, Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan has an eye for filmmaking, and this is one of his best movies I've seen since probably The Dark Knight and Inception. I loved this movie from beginning to end, and I'm happy that the movie Dunkirk doesn't focus on certain people in the event. Sure it does, like we get different point of views from certain people, and we focus on those people, but it's not about the people, it's about the event, and everyone trying to get off this beach in Dunkirk, and you know what? I loved it. I loved it. It was a great movie. The narrative is very interesting, and what can I say? Dunkirk is another masterpiece made by Christopher Nolan. All right, now number 7. In my 7th spot, I have the movie Patriots Day, a very, very, very heart-pounding story about the Boston Marathon bombings, and it stars Mark Wahlberg, and I say that this is one of his best roles I've ever seen him in. It's very, very intense. It's very, very tragic, the story of all the survivors, and we get the investigation aspect of them trying to find the bombers. And there were certain events that I didn't even know happened after the bombings. Like, I bet some of you didn't even know that there was a fight between the bombers and the police, where the bombers were throwing pipe bombs at the police and all this stuff and trying to kill the police. It was very, very intense. And I loved Patriots Day all the way through. It's at my 7th spot on the top 10 list. And well, let's hop right into number 6. So in my number 6 spot, we have Baby Driver. This is one of the easiest movies to watch from this year. And I'm so upset I didn't get to see this movie in theaters. But luckily I watched it 2 days ago, and my God, it was so good I watched it again. This is a very enjoyable movie that many people can watch, sit down and watch, though maybe not kids, but certainly any teenager, adolescent, or adults can enjoy this movie because it's very witty, very smart, the storytelling is good, and it has Edgar Wright's directional style all over this movie. And I love his style. He's made some really good movies. So, Baby Driver comes in at number 6. Now on to number 5. In my number 5 spot, we have the movie Logan, which in my opinion is the best Marvel movie from this year. Though Thor Ragnarok might be the most enjoyable for me this year, I think Logan is hands down the best from this year. Logan tells a very impactful story that is so out there, so new, so refreshing, though very sad. This movie is impactful, and it impacted me. I was very close to crying when I first saw this movie in theaters, and what can I say? Hugh Jackman couldn't have gone out in a better way for Wolverine. This is the best iteration of the character, and I'm so happy that this is the way he left off. I couldn't have asked for it any other way. So, Logan comes in at number 5. Now, on to number 4. So, in the 4th spot, I have the movie Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. And, well, with this movie, it's divided many fans. And, well, with me, I am on the side that loves this movie. This movie, in my opinion, was everything I wanted it to be. Save for the Finn and Rose storyline, everything else was awesome. I loved Luke. This is the best iteration of Luke. I loved Rey and Snoke. I loved Rey and freaking Kylo Ren. I loved everything about this movie. I liked how it dives deeper into the Force. I loved everything about this movie. And Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi, is probably my favorite since Empire. And that's saying a lot. I loved The Force Awakens. And, well, I loved this movie too. And because of it, it came in at number 4. Now, on to the top 3 best movies from this year. At number 3, I have the very, very tragic and very, very epic story from War for the Planet of the Apes. This movie moved me. I was crying at the end of it, though the person I went with didn't know it. Yes, I did kind of tear up at the end. And this movie tells a horrifying story that pales so perfectly to a World War II movie, or it is a living example, and it's paying homage to World War II, and it's a metaphor for World War II, for what happens to the apes. And I love this movie. This War for the Planet of the Apes is a great conclusion to the prequel trilogy that came out for the Planet of the Apes series, and I loved it. It's my favorite out of the 3 prequels, and what can I say? It was amazing. Now, on to number 2. So coming in at number 2, I have Kong Skull Island, which, for a while, this was my favorite movie of the year. And I gotta say, every time I watch this movie, I have fun with it. And it's simply because of the fact I am a giant monster movie fan. I have all the Godzilla movies, and what can I say? I love them all. And with Kong Skull Island, this is a movie I've been waiting to see. It feels so much like a B-level horror movie, or a B-level just monster movie, and it was brought up to an A movie, and I loved its feel. I loved the fact that it's set in Vietnam. I loved everything about this movie. Kong is the most badass he's ever been, and I can't wait to see him go up against Godzilla in 2020 with Godzilla vs. Kong. And well, with it coming at number 2, what could be number 1? Well, before we get into number 1, let's have some honorable mentions. So, coming in my number 1 spot, the movie is what can I say about Wonder Woman? Wonder Woman is my favorite movie of this year, simply because of the fact it was so fun, and it could get dramatic when it needed to be. It didn't have to have potty humor thrown in. But that's besides the point. Wonder Woman was an awesome movie. There's a reason why I went to go see it twice in the theaters, and I've watched this movie more times than I can count. First time I went to go see it, I went right up to my friends. I was playing the Wonder Woman theme song, and I was just like, Wonder Woman is so fantastic! And let's just say this. I had a blast with this movie, and no, it's not because of the fact Gal Gadot is hot. It's just because of the fact she is so badass as to why she is such a good actress for Wonder Woman. She portrayed the beauty, she portrayed the badassery, she portrayed the dramatic parts very well. What can I say? Wonder Woman is my favorite movie of this year, and came in at number 1. Alright, so well, there we go. We just went over the top 10 best movies from 2017, in my opinion. But I want to know what your favorites are from this year. Well, if you guys disagree with me, be sure to go ahead and tell me down in the comment section. If you guys do agree with me, go ahead and tell me down in the comment section. Like this video and share it if you could. 2017 was a fantastic year, and well, with January coming up, obviously, because it's next month, I'm proud to announce that the next theme for January is going to be the 15 days of crap. And since because January is usually where all the horrible movies go to die, and that is shat out of Hollywood's ass, I'm proud to announce that it's going to be dedicated to some of the worst movies of all time. And well, on January 1st, at the very first day of our new year, expect, and I say expect, the top 10 worst movies of 2017 to kick off what is the 15 days of crap. I hope you guys enjoyed this year. I certainly enjoyed this year as much as everybody else should have. And well, because of it, I'm so damn looking forward to 2018 and all the other movies that this year brings. Hope you guys have a great day, evening, night, whatever the heck time you're watching this, and I'll see you next time.